Back in the early 1990s, we were beginning to see a real disconnect in terms of people who were in positions of leadership and authority and their own personal character. I began to see young adults, college-aged and up, who really had not gotten a lot of training that was really substantive in being principled leaders, God-honoring leaders for the rest of their lives. I had been praying for Duke University for a number of years that God would maybe use me somehow to have influence there and at the other 10 most influential campuses in the U.S. And then God opened up the opportunity for us to move here. The mission of Leadership Edge is around the idea of providing solid Christian mentoring that will produce God-honoring leaders.
We desire to see leaders stepping forward by God's grace to serve His purposes for His glory. When we think of leadership as influence, not position or title, and therefore any Christian can be a leader. If we're impacting one individual who then goes out and influences tens, hundreds, thousands of people in their spheres of influence on a weekly basis, we're investing in changing the world through that mentoring relationship.
Something that John and I had been praying about for many years was the possibility of me coming to work for Leadership Edge and being able to expand and develop women's mentoring services. And it has been a great joy.
When you're mentoring and you really feel like you're where God wants you to be, it's just a great sense of purpose, a sense of being used by God and really making an impact in a way that matters.
Leadership Edge today is continuing to impact men and women, not just at university, but in city centers around the world. We have the opportunity to mentor men and women in communities all over the United States, but we've also have the opportunity now to do so globally.
We've now had around 500 people that have been mentored through Leadership Edge. Inside of every one of them, to some degree or other, is pulsating the life vision statement. By God's grace, to step forward as God's man or woman in my spheres of influence, to serve His purposes for His glory. That every day in all of those places, they have that vision that God is using to compel them, guide them, shape them.
In this next season for Leadership Edge, we're excited about continuing to expand the work that we've been doing for the last 30 years. We're also excited to partner with organizations that are interested in establishing a mindset of mentoring within their culture. If we're not going like the Great Commission calls us to, we're not going to truly flourish as the man or woman that He has designed us to be.
Each of us are God's masterpiece, and God has a plan and a purpose for us. He wants to use us in our various spheres of influence. We can make a difference.
With your help, we can change the world through one relationship at a time.